Now, you've seen him as a lover boy, you've seen him as a fearful rogue. In his latest venture, Ek Villain Returns, you see shades of both. Bollywood actor Arjun Kapoor made his debut with Ishaq-Zadeh. In a short span, he has made his mark in the Hindi film industry. What's more, his macho man personality does not stop him from wearing heels while dancing to groovy tracks. Hello Arjun, welcome to WION. We hope you're feeling better now.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me and thank you for that lovely introduction.
Alright, so let's start by talking about Ek Villain Returns. How do you feel about how Ek Villain Returns performed at the box office?
Well, I'm very happy. To begin with, it's come at a time where there was a bit of uncertainty about the future of the business and how the audiences are reacting to mainstream entertainment. So I'm really, really happy and excited to know that I can go to a theatre in Mumbai and see a house full board. I think there's nothing more exciting than that at the end of the day. It's managed to break through and do business that was not being seen all the time for the last couple of months. So that's also very gratifying. And genuinely the appreciation for me going back and doing an action film after a really long time. So I think all those facets have made me really happy and proud with the result of Ek Villain Returns.
Well, interesting you say that because I was going to come to that. As an actor, what would you say is your process of getting into the script, taking on a role? Was there any point when you felt that you could have done better or done something differently?
Well, you'll always feel that when you do films. You always, when you look at it in retrospect after a year of shooting or 6 months of shooting, when you watch a film, you'll always feel it could have been done better, etc., etc. But when you're doing the film in that moment as an actor, you just want to make sure that the role and the scene that day is done well. You have to rely on the director and the eventual tonality and the way the film is presented. I think for a film like Ek Villain Returns, it's more also about the physicality and the performance that you give in with the attitude. So for me, I don't know if I could have given more attitude to the role. I think there's enough attitude there inherently in the way I looked and played the character. But definitely, if you ask me 6 months from today, I'm sure there'll be things that I'll be able to pick up and say this could have or should have been better. Right now, it's a little difficult to gauge your own performance.
All right. And what would you say is different about playing the antagonist of the story? At what point did you think that that was necessary? Was it more fun?
Well, principally, when you realize when you watch the film, it's not that I'm playing the antagonist, but he's somebody who wishes he behaves like an antagonist, and people do get scared of him and are afraid of him. So I think my first film that I did, Ishaq-Zadeh, had grey shades, but I've not really explored that side for a while. Between Ishaq-Zadeh, Aurangzeb, it's been about 10 years. So when Ek Villain Returns was offered, just the fact that to play a character that has that mentality of somebody who doesn't care if he's liked or not, for me, that in itself was very exciting. Not alone to be the antagonist or the protagonist, it was more about the attitude and the carriage of it.
Right. Now, since you've been in the industry for quite some time now, what is it about celebrity culture you love and that one thing that really annoys you?
That really annoys me? I think these days the one thing that annoys me more than anything else is the clickbait culture that we tend to create unnecessarily. You know, there is a certain headline nature, there is a certain nature that is created about something is said in a certain context and then used in another context, or the fact that you click on the headlines to speak about the negative aspects and then you kind of cover up saying, but this shouldn't be the case, etc., etc. So yeah, definitely that's one aspect of being a celebrity or an actor today that feels a bit unnecessary from time to time.
I also asked you about one thing that you love. What is that?
The audience love that you get. I think there's nothing bigger than that. Being able to be loved by your audience for the kind of work that you're doing. When you travel, when you meet people, when your films release, to have genuine feedback, to have genuine love and connect and positivity. I think there's nothing greater than that. You let go of all the negative for that genuine positive that is the audience reaction and the love that you get.
So we've seen you as the lover boy, boy next door, villain as I mentioned, man who confidently wears heels. What other kinds of stereotypes do you want to break?
Give me a list, I'll start breaking them. I don't know what stereotypes. I think it depends.
What's next on your list?
My personality inherently is somebody. My personality, somebody inherently is somebody who defies the odds and is an underdog and goes against the grain. I do not believe in following what people perceive is right or wrong. I've always been somebody who believes in following my instinct and impulse. So Kiyan Ka came out of that. Doing Sandeep or Pinky Farhar's Climax came out of that. I don't know if I have a list of stereotypes to break, but I think I would definitely like to break a lot of stereotypes that exist where the conduct of men, whether women are concerned in this country or this world are concerned. I think that the respect that we need to give the opposite sex. I'm not talking about who's higher, who's superior, who's junior. It's just about the way you conduct yourself with the opposite sex is become very stereotypical, where we look at women a certain way, and that has to change. You know, I would like to do enough to make sure in my personal and professional life that is explored to its fullest. And I think Kiyanka was a starting point of that.
All right. And is there anything about the film industry that scares you?
The amount of importance that we've had to give social media for the last couple of years, because we've been in a pandemic, it is unnerving at times that we've had to rely on connect with the audience through digital platforms. Although I think the true audience exists in theaters, and that's the biggest difference today. When you look at Ek Villain Returns doing well, you realize that the noise around social media and the chatter around social media, we tend to take it very seriously within the community, because even the media takes it very seriously, and we are just stuck in a loop. We're kind of not able to connect as much with the actual audience unless the film releases. So that does concern me. I would like to have a better connect with the audience without the extra padding of social media that creates a lot of chaos around, instead of being able to actually speak to the money-paying audience.
All right. Well, that was great. Thank you, Arjun, for joining us for this candid conversation on WION. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. We wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.